The unfolding mystery surrounding Joel Deering's murder is about to take a dramatic twist on Coronation Street, with Dee Dee Bailey set to come forward and confess to the shocking crime. This development will not only stun viewers but also leave her family grappling with the potential consequences of her confession. Since Joel's body was discovered floating in a river at the start of October, the pathologist's report has confirmed that he was killed before he entered the water, prompting police to treat the case as a murder investigation. Joel's death has rattled the residents of Weatherfield, especially those who had personal reasons to hold grudges against him. Among them is Dee Dee Bailey, who is now on the brink of confessing to her role in his untimely death. The character of Joel Deering was one who stirred up trouble in Weatherfield, casting a shadow over several families with his questionable actions. Most significantly, he had manipulated DS Lisa Swain's daughter, Betsy, to procure abortion pills for Lauren Bolton, intending to end Lauren's pregnancy against her will. This decision deeply affected Lisa, who has since been unable to shake the guilt and anger stemming from the ways Joel's actions have impacted her daughter and herself. While DS Lisa Swain was one of the main suspects early in the investigation, due to her personal involvement in the case, her removal from the investigation added a layer of mystery, especially as her colleague, DC Kit Green, found unsettling evidence on her phone. However, Dee Dee Bailey's unexpected confession places her at the center of the case, forcing her family into a difficult position as they come to terms with her actions. For weeks, viewers have seen Dee Dee struggling emotionally, hinting that something terrible was weighing on her conscience. Flashbacks from the night of Joel's death have shown her acting erratically, including one scene where she approached Joel's car holding a crowbar, only to later be seen cleaning blood off the weapon. It was clear that Dee Dee was hiding a secret, and now the truth is finally coming to light. In upcoming scenes, Dee Dee decides to confess her role in Joel's death to her father, Ed Bailey. Overwhelmed by her guilt, she admits that she killed Joel, recounting the events of that fateful night with tearful regret. Though Ed listens in shock, he is quick to discourage Dee Dee from going to the police, fearing the irreversible consequences for his daughter and their family if she hands herself in. Ed Bailey finds himself in a desperate struggle to protect his daughter from the law. His initial reaction is to stop her from going to the authorities, firmly believing that she can still escape responsibility if they act quickly. But Dee Dee is resolute, convinced that confessing is the only way to unburden herself and make things right. This clash between Dee Dee's guilt-driven need to confess and Ed's protective instincts creates palpable tension, especially as Ed begs her to reconsider. Dee Dee's guilt, however, has become too overwhelming to ignore, and she fears that she can't live with the secret any longer. As they discuss her plan, the emotional toll on Dee Dee becomes evident, with Ed torn between wanting to support her and wanting to shield her from the life-altering consequences of her actions. Meanwhile, DC Kit Green's investigation into Joel Deering's death continues with mounting pressure, especially since he has found an unsent message on DS Lisa Swain's phone that suggested she harbored strong feelings against Joel. Though Lisa was removed from the case due to her personal connection, Kit is determined to pursue every lead, casting suspicion on her after finding the troubling evidence. In a tense exchange, Kit confronts Lisa about her whereabouts on the night of Joel's death. His line of questioning clearly implies that he believes she may be involved, though the true suspect remains hidden in plain sight. Lisa's evident shock at his accusations, combined with her knowledge of Dee Dee's turmoil, paints a complex picture as she wrestles with her own guilt and the new knowledge of Dee Dee's potential involvement. The flashbacks to the night of Joel's murder reveal Dee Dee's intense confrontation with Joel. In a moment of frustration and anger, she confronted him outside of his car, seeking answers and some form of justice for his actions against her friends and family. Her emotions boiled over, and as she wielded the crowbar, the situation quickly escalated. Though the details are blurred, Dee Dee later found herself in a daze, washing blood off the weapon in a panicked attempt to erase any evidence of her actions. For Dee Dee, this moment was a breaking point. Her intentions may not have been to kill, But in the heat of the moment, her anger and frustration culminated in a tragic and irreversible outcome. Since that night, the weight of her guilt has slowly crushed her, leading her to consider confession as her only means of atonement. As Dee Dee insists on taking responsibility, Ed realizes that he faces an impossible choice. He must either support her in confessing and risk losing her to a prison sentence, or he must convince her to stay silent and protect their family from the scandal and heartbreak that would follow. This decision divides the Bailey family, with Ed desperately trying to convince Dee Dee to stay quiet, while others in the family feel conflicted, sensing that Dee Dee's need for closure may ultimately outweigh the family's need for unity. The emotional stakes are high as the family debates whether honesty is worth the cost. Dee Dee's mother and siblings struggle with their own feelings, torn between wanting to protect her and understanding her desire to do what she feels is right. As Ed tries to reason with her, he highlights the devastating consequences of her choice, urging her to think of her future and the life she's worked so hard to build. The complicated relationship between Dee Dee and DS Lisa Swain adds another layer to the unfolding drama. Lisa, who has her own reasons to resent Joel for what he did to her daughter, has also struggled to move on from the trauma he caused. In recent interactions with Dee Dee, Lisa's own guilt has become apparent, and the two women have shared emotionally charged moments that hint at a mutual understanding and unspoken pain. It is likely that Lisa's own turmoil has influenced Dee Dee's decision to confess, as the detective's dedication to justice and emotional investment in the case weigh heavily on her. In a way, Dee Dee's desire to come clean could be seen as a means of both protecting Lisa and honoring the impact Joel's actions have had on her family and friends. As Dee Dee wrestles with her guilt and her father's pleas, she finds herself at a crossroads. If she decides to follow through with her confession, her life will be irrevocably changed, leaving her family to cope with the fallout of her choice. But if she holds back, she may find herself unable to live with the guilt, haunted by the knowledge of what she's done. With DC Kit Green hot on the trail and Lisa's involvement still under scrutiny, the stakes continue to rise, and Dee Dee's eventual decision could have far-reaching consequences for everyone involved. As Coronation Street gears up for this emotional climax, viewers are left to wonder, will Dee Dee find the strength to confess, or will her family's pleas persuade her to keep her secret hidden? Dee Dee's decision will mark a pivotal moment in Coronation Street, as the mystery of Joel Deering's murder finally unravels. Her choice not only holds the key to justice, but also serves as a powerful exploration of guilt, family loyalty, and the devastating toll of a moment's anger that could change lives forever. As Weatherfield braces for the truth, Dee Dee Bailey's confession promises to leave a lasting impact on her family and the wider community.